Hello, everyone. My name is Marissa McFarland, and I am the Education Manager here at St. Louis Oasis. Today, I am joined by our lovely instructor, Richard Lachelle, who has been with Oasis for 4 years now, and he's going to be teaching coming up here soon the Unbucket and Reverse Bucket List program. So excited to learn more today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Fantastic. First question I have for you is, can you share how you first became involved with Oasis and how your involvement has evolved over time?
Yes. About 4 years or so ago, I was teaching a class for a financial analyst group, and they offer some of my classes to folks who high investment potential. And one of the people in that room came to me and said, Richard, I take some classes at Oasis St. Louis, and you would probably be a good fit there. So I did my research. I reached out to Marissa, and we got together, and it's been a marriage made in heaven ever since. And it's an honor to be a part of this program because you do wonderful, wonderful work, and I'm glad to be part of it.
I was so excited to get you on board. So I echo all your statements.
Well,
it's been lovely to have you.
Thank you. I'm wonderful to be here. It's fun.
I'm glad to hear it. I agree.
It's fun.
So next question, what's been the most fulfilling part of your experience instructing for Oasis?
I think integral to the human experience, Marissa, is the fact that when a human being masters or learns something, that human being feels better about themselves. And when I can reach out and touch an individual and give them one of the quotes I use in all of my classes, I want to give you one good thing at least. And as soon as I see them light up with that one good thing, that piece of content, that insight that sticks to their ribs and changes their worldview and their life experience, that's 100% gratification for me. And that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's a sales pitch on why to be a good teacher, right? Right there.
Absolutely, and also be a good human being.
Yeah.
Lifelong learning makes for a long life of wisdom.
Absolutely, and how learning, the importance of learning doesn't decrease, it only increases as we age, right?
Absolutely. Old dogs can learn new tricks.
Absolutely.
And
I agree.
Good at it too.
Yeah.
So.
Next question.
Yes.
What is a positive impact that Oasis has made in your life and that you see that it's made within the community area?
Oasis keeps me young. I'm 75 years young. I'm not a kid. And in getting involved with mostly folks over the age of 55, but not always, enlightens me of my own potential. So I believe that the human eye is not just a lens, it's also a projector. And so I see a bit of me in every student I touch in all of my Oasis classes, Marissa, and that enriches me infinitely.
Yeah. I love to hear that it feels like you're getting just as much out of the class as the people who are taking it. It's
a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And it's a good vibe back and forth. The audience and presenter create a chemistry bond and a meld. It's not a silo, it's a membrane.
Yeah.
And we feed off each other's energies, curiosities, interests, etc. So it's never the same twice.
Yeah, I love that. And then, so Oasis, as you know, offers a wide variety of classes, you being a large part of, those wide variety. So what do you think makes them so engaging and beneficial for those who take the classes?
The sense of, number one, again, going back to the general experience that's positive for human beings when they learn something, the classes that I offer, which is a wide range, as you know, it goes from classes about musical poetry, musical history, podcasting, metabolic syndrome awareness,
you do
dating game, senior dating, and gamification. Mm-hmm. And gamification like Name That Tune and What's My Line, Guess That Logo. It engages the individual's curiosity, and two things happen. One, the students remember what they had forgotten they knew, and they get new information. And then even a third thing, they come to experience and appreciate what they already know. So all boats rise.
Yeah, I love that. So well said.
Thank you.
So well said.
Thank you.
So a perfect transition into all the classes that you've taught here with Oasis. How would you describe the type of course content that you enjoy teaching? I know you just shared, obviously, there's a wide variety. What is the through line in all of those classes, do you think?
The through line is celebrating your unique individual experience and your generational peer experience.
Yeah, I love that. And as I shared earlier, your next class that's coming up is the Reverse and Unbucket List. Can you speak about, one, what those terms mean and what participants can gain through that class?
Absolutely. We all know from popularity what a bucket list is. And a bucket list are things, activities you want to do before you leave this planet. In my analysis of the bucket list, I realize that leaves people feeling a little unfulfilled. They haven't done any of those things yet on their bucket list. So it could be a little bit, make them feel a little bit squirmish about themselves, crummy that they haven't done all these things. So you have the reverse bucket list, which is a list of your accomplishments, the things you have done that you're proud of, that you enjoy, that changed you for the positive. That's the reverse bucket list. And then on the other hand, you have the unbucket list, which are perhaps the never agains, the things, experiences that you had or have had happen to you that you never want to experience again if you can have your way. And therefore you celebrate your weaknesses, you celebrate your successes, you celebrate with the bucket list what you want to do, and you walk away with a balanced perspective on who you are as an individual in your life's journey. I'm proud of all these things I've done. These are things I want to do, and these are things I never ever want to do again, whatever they might be. And then sharing those in the classroom if they so desire. And in the sharing comes the camaraderie, realizing that yes, I'm a unique individual on my own path with my own successes, failures, and to-dos, but it's not unlike others. Our similarities outweigh our differences. I'm unique, but I'm part of a whole. So that sense of community comes out of the classroom, and especially with senior citizens, post-COVID, etc., still are suffering from the scars of isolation. Sometimes all the folks in my class want to do is be listened to. They just want to be heard. They want to have someone to say something to and be acknowledged for saying it. And that's what the bucket list is, the unbucket list and the reverse bucket list. It's a very worthwhile exercise.
Absolutely.
And it's something they could take back to their families and do at the table and do with their grandchildren and their friends. It could become like a mahjong party of bucket listing.
It's like the best party game
Absolutely.
ever.
It's a wonderful parlor thing.
Absolutely. I'll speak for myself as a lover of all things self-reflection. I love that you create an opportunity for everyone to come together, to pause, and creating this moment of recalibration. So when you walk back out, you have a more clear idea of who you are and what you want to do with your time.
Who you are, where you are, what you've done, what you want to do, what you never want to do again, and you don't feel alone, and you have something to do next.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Marissa.
So how do you adapt your teaching approach, knowing that we get all different kinds of people in our classes, all different walks of life, sometimes all different ages? How do you change your teaching approach to match the diverse audience that we serve?
Education is a one-size-fits-one. No two groups have the same chemical dynamic. That in any class that I teach, there's going to be introverts, extroverts, and in-betweens. And a curious thing, perhaps a humorous thing, is that when an adult comes into a classroom, their classroom behavior reverts back to where they were in sophomore year of high school. Who's the smart aleck? Who wants to challenge the teacher? Who wants to make a spitball? Who wants to be the joker in the classroom? Who wants to look cool? Who wants to think like they know it all? It all comes out, and I relish it all, and I usually call it out and say, fine, bring it. We're in a classroom. I also let them know that what happens in a class stays in a class, and that we're all adults. If I introduce a topic, a comment, a sidebar that does not resonate with an individual, I ask them to kindly disregard it. They're adults. Don't absorb it. You don't have to challenge it. It's not for you. Don't embrace it.
A good reminder that there's a place for everyone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Bring them all on. I enjoy them all.
Good. Again, you've been with Oasis for several years now. What advice would you give to someone who's considering being an Oasis instructor?
If you have a skill, a curiosity, a passion, an expertise, or an interest, and you want to share that interest with people who have their boats rise up and their life experience be enriched because of what you know, bring it. Oasis will consider it with an open, objective mind, and you have a good shot to influence folks, get paid for it maybe, and have a lot of fun in the process. It's a wonderful experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then another question, obviously we are both big believers in lifelong learning, right, across the lifespan. That's a given, by the nature of what we both do. With that said, can you speak to why you believe it is so important that older adults continue to learn throughout life?
If you ripe, you rust. If you stand still, your body freezes up. There's a song that says, and if they stare, let them waste their eyes on you moving. Old dogs can learn new tricks. It enriches the human spirit. It enriches the human soul. It's good for the brain. It's good for the heart. It's good for your social experience, your personal experience, your familial experience, and your definition of self-worth. As I mentioned earlier, anytime a human being can master a skill, a topic, a knowledge, a piece of information, that individual feels better about himself, herself. And if they feel better about themselves, social boat rises, the familial boat rises, the personal boat rises, the friendly boat rises.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
I absolutely agree. But you're preaching to the choir, of course, you know that.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to go back to speak a little bit more about the Reverse and Unbucket List class that's coming up.
Yes.
What new perspective, insights, or emotional takeaways do you think participants can expect from participating in this class? I know we kind of touched on it, but let's speak about more of that emotional or insight takeaway.
Self-knowledge, self-awareness, giving themselves permission to give themselves permission to forgive themselves, giving themselves permission, Marissa, to give themselves permission to honor themselves, to exalt themselves, to embrace themselves, to befriend themselves. It is all about positive self-image and reflecting that image back into the society at large. So it's really all about validating the journey of their own personal life.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. If someone was on the fence about taking this class, what would you say to them?
Get off the fence. It's a 2-hour investment of your time. You will walk away knowing yourself better, knowing those around you better, and having a different sense of your future perspective. Because you can look at something that's coming your way, a possible experience, relationship, transaction, whatever it might be, and say, if I'm going to list this, is this going to be on my unbucket list? Is this something I never want to do? Is it something that's on my bucket list? Or is it something I'm very proud of when I do it? So it's that kind of a thing.
The gift that keeps giving.
It's a gift that keeps giving. It also helps you define your past, your present, your future, nostalgia, disappointments, self-evaluation, and again, self-worth and self-appreciation.
Yeah. So well said. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could leave our viewers with one key message about the power of attending this course, of creating and this reflection, creating that moment, right, that you've been speaking about, what would it be? What would be that key message about that power?
Respect yourself, be who you are, find out who you are, and be forgiving of yourself.
Yeah. I love that you include both the importance of the individual mission, but also that feeling of connection that's important to all of us. I love that can be garnered, both can be garnered in that class.
Absolutely. No person is an island. We all stand together. Our DNA is 99.44% identical with one another. We only have several blood types, 8.5 billion people. We are not that different from each other. And no matter what it might look like on the outside, the core human experience, we all have the same depth of personality, the same depth of experience, every one of us on an equal plane. We all deserve to be here, and there's a reason why we're here. And the bucket list, the unbucket list, and reverse bucket list experience will help you realize your own reasons for being here and what you want to do with the rest of the TikTok that you have here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Richard, for all your time and insights. And
It's
I
my
appreciate
honor.
you sharing
Thank you.
all of the fun stories and insight from all this. So I hope you all join us. Thank you again, Richard, and
Thank you,
thanks
Marissa.
for watching, you all. For those who are interested in joining Richard in the classroom, you can do so and register a couple ways. Firstly, feel free to give it a Google and just search St. Louis Oasis, visit our website, search on classes, and you can filter by Richard Lachelle or by the class number itself. And then also, if you're more of a phone call kind of person, you can also call our front desk at 314-862-4859, extension 24, and we'll help get you registered.